So what have we learnt from the American election? Well, this rise of one party, the rise of the modern totalitarian Nazism hidden in the left, of only one opinion counts, was crushed. Donald Trump might not have won. He might have won. I don't think he has now, though. But what we have learnt, and I am worried, but what we have learnt is that the people are not buying the shit. They don't believe the nonsense. For the last 3 months, we've had a bombardment by discredited pollsters that Trump and any patriot was going to lose in a massive landslide. And once again, the pollsters and the propaganda they produce was discredited. Will they realise that? Will they turn? No. One side use media bias and pollsters and push this narrative that only one side would win, and it was so one-sided that there was no point. But they didn't, did they? They lost. They lost almost completely. No, sorry, that's not true. They didn't lose almost completely, but they lost their narrative because they realised all this massive money and wealth didn't push the people. The social conditioning they pushed out for months and months and months didn't work. We resisted. We didn't lose faith. People went out and they voted. They voted against the massive cartel of big tech, big pharma, the elites, banks, the education system. And who was behind Trump? Who were the ones on the streets in their pickup trucks? It was the working people. But the leftist elite in the university would have you believe that they support the working people. But they didn't. The working people voted for one person, Donald Trump, who against a might that seemed unsurpassable. The Hollywood elite, the privileged Hollywood elite, almost to a man came out against Trump and Trump supporters. The media, the mass media, Silicon Valley, to a man, banning people off YouTube, off Twitter, they came out. The media drove into our social conditioning that Trump was a bad guy and he couldn't win. The banks, the stars, Wall Street, China, Europe, European Union, everybody in a position of elite privilege attacked Trump and attacked a point of view that was different to theirs. And what happened? The people came out and voted for Trump. He was supposed to have lost in a landslide. If he's lost by a hair's breadth. Who did Trump have with him? The normal people. Me and you. That's who he had. It's not over. Because he didn't completely lose the Senate held. So this big change that would rock Europe and rock the world might not happen now. This big great reset set by UN might not happen. But what will happen is the media, academia, Hollywood, Peterwood, whatever you want to call them, Wall Street, Silicon Valley. Do you think they'll understand why they didn't win like they were supposed to? No. What they will do is just put more and more money in and keep pushing until there is no other points of view. The elite pretense of supporting the workers and normal people failed dismally. And they can't understand it, or they don't want to understand it. The people resisted the beast. The God Emperor resisted the beast that is rising. And showed that this left-wing narrative is not really of being for the people, is not believed. The left-wing elite want to crush the people and create an elite and an underclass. That's what they're working at. 1984 style. Anyway, it's not over yet. The God Emperor Trump is still out there, still fighting. And we must resist. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe. Every ripple, together we can create big waves. Just like, share and subscribe. And besides, talk about people. Talk to your families. Don't accept the narrative of the media. Don't accept the nonsense they tell you. You're a racist, blah, blah, blah. Don't accept it. It's not true. You do not have to accept it. You be good. Have a great day. Goodbye.